Hello guys, this video is going to be a little animation and robot guide, but we're going to focus mostly on weight distribution and shifting your body weight, a little bit about balance and why this is so important. So first thing we need to know is our ankles, our knees and our hips are pretty much the most important here because that's where our center of gravity is going to be coming from. But then you got to pay attention to like body positioning and all that stuff as well. So you might need to make little adjustments. Our positioning of our feet matter because if my feet are just facing forwards, then lean to the sides, then you can probably get about this far before you lose balance, right? So just turning your foot out to the side a little bit more, you get more of a lean. So the first exercise is going to be exactly that. Just turn your foot to the side and just slowly see where your limit is, right? So how far forward can you lean before you've lost balance, right? For me, it's about there. So my knees are very locked right now. My knees are straight. My foot is completely locked. And this is important because this is going to be very part of what I'm teaching. Okay, so having straight legs, you can only get so far. Now, try not locking your legs. Have a little bit of bend, right? So not completely bent like this, but just like lock your legs and then just relax a little bit. So now I'm more in a relaxed position, right? So if I was to like go from here and lock my legs out, already you've got some weight shifting. I'm shifting to this side, shifting from this side, and I'll show you why this is important. Now, if I try the same exercise with my knee a little bit more bent, like straight, now add a little bit of like relaxing between that leg, so it's not locked out anymore. See how much easier that was for me to lean? The illusion's lost a little bit because there's a bend in the knee. You can straighten the knee a little bit. The hip is out. You notice how I compensated for the balance by putting my hip out. So this is another thing I'm going to teach you, how your hip controls your balance too. If my hip's here, look, let me explain this a bit better. If I don't bend my hip, it's a lot harder for me to get that lean. No hip, no bend in the knee. Straight, my whole body's just straight and locked out. Now, at the hip, a little bit extra, I can go out a little bit more, bend of the knee, I can come out a little bit more, straight leg, hip. So this is where you need to understand your body's limits, right? So that's the first thing I want you to do, is just lean to the side, like I was doing. Straight body. First, the exercise is straight body. Hands can be doing whatever you want. And then next is try bending your knee and see how far you can go. And my legs don't look very good right now. So to do this, you might want to do it like that instead. So it looks a little bit better. So legs are maybe like on a clock facing 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And I'm just leaning forwards like that. So it's kind of like a forwards lean, but I'm just facing the side a little bit when I do this. So you have this, try a straight leg, try lock your whole body up so you no bend in the hips this time. And then maybe try and raise one heel off the ground. So try it with the foot off the ground like this. Try to put your foot down. How far can you lean with your foot off the ground? Down, down, maybe a bend in the knee. So stuff like this, straight knee. Just playing around with your limits, your balance and all that kind of stuff. So that's only the side lean. You have to do the same thing to the front as well. So when you want to lean to the front, if you have both your feet on the same line, you can't really lean. You don't have much control over this. Ready? Boom. No control, right? So we compensate by sliding the foot slightly back, maybe to here, or you could go a little bit forwards if you want. You still don't have much room to go forwards. That's why you add a bend in the knee. Come forwards a little bit more, bend in the hip. Then come forwards a little bit more. Maybe straighten the knee a little bit. Straighten the hip. Maybe add a little bit of relaxing. Maybe put the leg back a little bit more. There. That's my limit. And I think this angle is what looks good for me. So this is the position I'd probably have my feet in and my body. If I want to bend my knee, I could do that, but I don't want to bend it so much where it ruins the illusion of a lean. So it's pretty much ankles, core, knees, and yeah, that's like where I'm getting my control from. So you should be able to lean to the side, but when you lean to the side, you can do what I was talking about, like lift your, with a completely locked out leg, you should still be able to lift your foot up like that, right? Locked out. Right? But you should also be able to do a lean like to the side without lifting your leg off the ground. You should be able to lean without bending your knee. Because these are just all different angles. That looks cool as well when you do it like that. But that's more like just a level. That's more of a level change than an illusion. If I'm doing it like this, then it's more of a level change or a breakdown. If I want to actually keep the illusion of a lean, like, whoa, he's actually like stuck to the ground, then you have to do like straight body, right? So the next exercise is what I'm doing here, is lean as far as you can to this side. Lean as far as you can forwards. Lean as far as you can to the side now. And you might need to play around with your feet. You might need to shift your feet from here to here. You might need to figure out, okay, one foot has to go slightly back to lean forwards. Boom, to lean forwards. Or I might need to move my foot out here a little bit to lean out there. Or to lean this way, I might need to do a little pivot of the foot so I can lean out here now. Okay? And then what I want you to do next is a full circle. So having your feet pretty much on the same line, work on pivoting slightly out. So when we do this pivot, even though our feet are on the same line, we still end up with one foot from the other just because of the way we pivot like this. So this is vital. Don't ever have your feet too close together because you can't keep balance like that. Don't have your feet too wide because then that's cheating. That's completely cheating. The wider your feet are, the more you can lean out. So without cheating, we want our feet pretty much about in line with our shoulders, and then we try not to come directly forward when we lean, unless we're doing this pretty much, okay? Like bending at the hips. But we're not doing a hinging motion like this. So when we lean forwards, we're always going to be turning our feet maybe 1 o'clock, or if it's on the clock, 11 or 1. So, and then we kind of lean on an angle diagonally like this, okay? Our hands could be like this. Hands could be like this. You could figure out whatever you want to do with your hands as you lean. But the main thing I'm showing you is being able to go from this standing position and just pivoting your feet out. Here, 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 here. Right, so pivot. I've got a sticky floor, so this is really difficult at the moment, but boom, bam, bam, back to the center, back here, boom, lean. And over time, your knees will get stronger, you will develop more control, and you'll be able to lean forwards even more each time. So I still can't lean forwards that much. Some people can lean forwards way more than me. So if it helps in the beginning, you can add a little bit of relaxing in your knee, but don't bend it so much where it ruins the illusion. Just kind of like bend slightly, right? Or you can lift this leg off the ground a tiny bit, if that helps. Like, but don't have your knee, don't have it like so far back or anything. If you're doing it like this, keep it like more of a pose, right? Where it still looks like a pose. Right? And even this is still a little bit too wide, but we can do this for posing and stuff as well, right? But ideally, we want our feet in line with our shoulders. That's the distance. So back to that exercise again. Circle, and I want you to just go in a circle, and like as you do this, lift your feet off the ground, right? So this is an exercise for balance right now. Lean to the side, this knee bends up. And as we come forwards and back, we're shifting our weight. So we might have to figure out, okay, maybe our toes lift off the ground and we're on our heels now. As we come back, our heels are off the ground. Okay, so where is your limit, right? So maybe try this drill. So it's like the cobra drill. How far can we lean our body over like this while our hips stay still? Forwards, to the side, back, yeah. So this drill is going to help with a lot more than robot and animation. It's going to be helping with cobra. Boom. See, if I'm here, it's going to be helping with boogly rolls. Like our chest rolls and stuff with boogaloo. So we're going to be using it in a lot of different stuff, right? Especially like if we want to like master boogly rolls, if we want to master cobra, animation, robot, this is all super important. So the reason I'm doing this circle exercise is I want you to just get the hang of like maybe bending your knee a little bit. Maybe the heel comes off the ground. Maybe we just try and like get in this position, bent leg, right? Just see how we can like shift our weight in a circle with bent legs. And then maybe try level change a little bit. And you'll see why this matters with animation, especially because already in animation, if I'm just doing this alone, just kind of like a floating motion where it's like a heel toe, this is already like very animated, right? So this is like pretty much the key to animation is in the legs and the heel toe motion, right? And it's all to do with that balance and weight shifting. So even though I'm not moving from the same spot, my toes, my body is shifting weight from side to side. I could just like come up and then come over. Right? So not many people talk about this when it comes to animation, the feet. They're usually just talking about like the frames, like how animated can you be with the animation, like but within all these movements it's the feet, right? Even with the Cyclops. Ooh. So it's still that the heel toe motion with the feet, right? That's where it all comes from. And I think Bob and Andre does actually talk about this a little bit more, is like the feet, like how how you could like step with it and how stepping matters. So it's just like knowing, like breaking down a step. When you step, you might turn your hip, and this comes up, and then knee comes up, and then just like breaking down the actual step, right? You'll notice as you're stepping, there's a lot of weight shifting going on, right? So heel comes down, weight shifts forwards, foot comes down, toe comes down, and then weight shifts again. So this is all like why you need to master weight shifting, right? And especially with leans and stuff, you need to know like how far your limits are with your body. Anyway guys, give that a try, and that's the maximum time for this video. Peace out.